Hello, my name is Michael Connaughton, and I've been an artist for the last 40 years or so. And here we see a selection of 15 pictures executed within the last year or so. They're mostly about dots and the watering of the dots using plinth massage roll cut into a segment of paper which I wet in a bath and gently flow over the top of the picture and land down onto the colour and spread out an image which has been pre-painted, and it surprises me no end, the configurations and images that come through. Well, I've painted them in a psychic, willing form, which makes it difficult to describe or detail an actual intellectual statement. I like them just coming out like a baby in a womb. You don't describe the baby in the womb. It comes out and then it learns a language and eventually grows up and can talk and identify and characterize the surroundings and the parents and the whole wildlife and family life of the child. It's like that. It's really a very fertile kind of experience. I hope that you'll appreciate the hard work that has been done on this. This brings me back to Tutankhamun exhibition at the RDS recently, where there were lots of ruins of temples and artifacts and holy remains, all gold-leafed to get effect, because that's the way they were presented to the kings and nobles in those earlier days. I've divided up the picture into 4 sections or 4 segments, and each one vaguely and abstractly conveys an image or images. This image is very brilliant and colourful and portrays a lot of the remnants of the kings and nobles who were buried in ancient Egypt. You can see the pillars and some of the buildings that were closely put together, and the holy artifacts were placed around. But you don't see any mummies or death in these images. They're just a very abstract homily of a kind of a perfection, really, as the kings always believed in the afterlife so strongly that they nearly had the same life before they went. This image reminds me of asteroids or a meteoric shower, which is full of iron particles and clears the atmosphere up when it's dulled and overused and overactive. The colours convey a kind of a sweep from left to right and shoot out all over the galaxy. They have a volumicity of their own. This is a sweep of colour using the the plinth roll paper, wetted and washed in a kind of a knot shape, covering a galaxy of red and green and yellow and purple. And yeah, it looks like a cloth of some kind, enmeshed with colour. This picture reminds me of Miro's work. That's the nearest I've ever got to his work, but it defines a certain kind of space and time and place. It's just so simple. This reminds me of a tsunami experience where the water comes in and washes the whole beach and foreshore and plunders the buildings into movement and dissipation. The dots are synonymous with my general form of expression. I love dots and I love the water sweeping them into coverlets of exposure. This is a very tightly knit exposure of the dot system, nearly into the body of a hedgehog. It's so tight and lumpy, which is what I go for when I'm painting. And this one I like very much. It's surprisingly a connection with the Egyptian again, and the snake, the cobra, which I love. And I've always had a reason to do the squiggle out of it. These are very natural movements and gestures by the paper, wet paper, and the dots, which are nearly invisible. But structurally there's the composure of models there, and they look quite dignified, quite like that. This will be the cover of my exhibition catalogue for Baldoyle Library in November. I'm not sure how I'm going to word it, but the exhibition is called Spiritual Dominions. And this picture is reminiscent of a host of holy people standing erect, looking towards me and praying deeply. This reminds me of a jellyfish or some kind of fish of jelly, and it's also an aperture into the arms of life, and it sails about. This looks like a piece of butchery, which it's not, but I captured veins and tissue, and I got the whites from scraping with a knife through the colour, as though it was a surgeon opening up the whole human system to free an illness of some kind. Maybe I freed myself of some composure. This reminds me of an angel or a saint draped in yellow, white and green, headdress and shoulder dress of substantial colour. It looks well. I'd like to thank all and everybody who has seen something in this work and believes in me and will help me to prefigure a retrospective at some stage, perhaps when I'm 70 or so. Although I'd hoped for a 60th retrospective for my 60th birthday. I'll be 66 at Christmas, so I'll be getting ready for my pension and all that goes with it. But I'll never stop painting. I'm not going to retire from that. Maybe from other things. Thank you very much for watching this video. And I hope that you'll find other artists to support also in your gaze through the spectrum of your computer.